Good morning, everybody. It is June 11th, 2020, episode 476. 476. Great to have everybody here. Let me turn my mic so maybe I sound a little better. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's call. Today, we're going to talk about finding your secret sauce and going over some of what's going to be part of the program. If you go to that website behind me, my website name, /my secret sauce. How's that showing up? That's not showing. Is it showing up all completely? I got to find the other page. Yeah, /my secret sauce. That's not showing up. Oh, that's why, because it's in the wrong spot. There we go. If you go there, you'll get access. You'll be, you can go over to the Facebook page and you'll have to be admitted there. I'll keep an eye on that. And I'll be starting to do some trainings inside of there about your secret sauce. And then when the program comes out in a couple of, probably a week and a half or so, maybe a little bit longer, we'll have access to it. But let me go over the website here. Let me go over a little bit to give you a little bit of a webinar of what's going to be happening inside of the secret sauce training. Why we do that, why I'm doing that, what's the benefit of joining it, all of that good stuff. So that being said, I hope everybody's having a good morning. Go ahead and send out your 3 messages of joy, of gratitude, of love, of appreciation. If you're new to the call, would love to see you drop an N in the chat so that we can welcome you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. All that good stuff. So what is your secret sauce? Well, first of all, let me check and see where RBP is. Rhonda, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. With all of everything that's going on, we kind of like to start our mornings off with a little bit of prayer. So
Yeah.
If you would go ahead and do that for us, Ms. Parker.
Sure. I'd love to. Father, thank you again for today. Thank you for another moment to enjoy your presence and enjoy each other. Thank you for the protection you gave us through the evening and through some people's mornings and afternoon already. Thank you for the healing you've done in our bodies. Thank you for keeping us aware of choosing joy. It's not a moment our joy gets stolen. It's a moment we get to choose joy or choose misery. Thank you for giving us the path. Thank you for lighting the way. I just pray, Father, that you continue to help us to see your light. You're always there. You're always shining the light in the right direction, pointing us in the right direction. Help us to see that. Help us to choose that. Help us to set aside anything that encumbers us or gets in the way or that's chaos, anything that's not of you. Help us to lay that down and not handle that any longer and to choose joy and to move forward on your path. Thank you for breath. Thank you for today. Thank you for each person that's here and every household that's represented. Forgive us of anything that we need to let go of and help us to hang on and look forward to what it is you have to offer us and you have for us. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for your love. Be with us as we go through this call. Help it to settle where it needs to settle. Push out anything that needs to go and fill it with your love and your joy and your words. And we just thank you for this in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Rhonda. Appreciate you. Blessings on every household here. Let me go through this.
Do you want to make me a host so I can help you in the waiting room?
Yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
There we go. All righty. So let me see where this is going to go first. Slideshow and play from start. It's going to be over there. No, see, it's going to be over here. All right. So share screen. After you go to SeanGMurphy.com, My Secret Sauce, and put in your email address so that we can let you know what's going on, keep you informed. It's going to take you to this page and you'll ask to join that. And so let me do this and start. Can you all see that screen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So your secret sauce, how to promote yourself without being braggy, how to see this key and see the circle around the key. That's what we're going to be talking about. Kyle Wilson, who's a very dear friend, Jim Rohn's business partner for 18 years. The reason that you know about Jim Rohn is because of Kyle Wilson. And Kyle teaches the wheel of marketing. And that's what I'm going to teach you is you can't hire somebody to be you. Right? There's all of these places that people talk about automating their social media, automating their messaging. The best maybe you'll get is to be able to automate an email campaign. But anything else, it takes away from you. This is about you sharing your story. There's something special about each and every one of you. And what makes you special is what people are going to join you in business for. Not for your compensation plan, not for your whatever it is you do for business, whatever your business model is, and not because of your team and not because of the owners of your company. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's the reality. People are going to join you in business. So you learn this by doing. Hold on here for a second. Let me look here. There we go. And you learn by doing, and in this doing, you wind up becoming part of the process. So you've got to get your hands, you got to get in the middle of it. Here's the question for you. Do you understand the wheel? The wheel is how you get people to you. The reason that you may not have more contacts, the reason that you don't have people to talk to, Kyle Wilson says this. He said, Jim Rohn said, build a list and then talk to it. And there needs to be ways for you to have a conversation with your list, your community, outside of your social media. Because we've all had accounts shut down. We've all had people hear about they got shut off or they got this or they got that. And listen, Ray Higdon talks about you're marketing to a marching band. Follow me on this. You're marketing to a marching band. How many times do you have to say the same thing over and over and over and over? Probably a lot. The reason is because you're marketing to a marching band. So when you look at the ways you have to offer things, do you have a way to give people a chance to raise their hand? See, you've been taught, go to social media, put posts out, put FOMO posts out, put you should be here posts out, you should be doing this posts out, all of these kinds of posts. The question is once they're on your social media, how do you get them off of that and onto a list that you own? Most of you haven't thought about it. Email marketing, it's dead. Well, not really. You still log in with emails. Whether you use it or not, that's a whole nother story. So how do you get them to the secret sauce that you see? There's that wheel, that outside wheel, all of the different ways that you have to draw people in. I don't know if any of you have a free giveaway. I don't know if any of you understand how simple that is to create. Every one of you right now have something of value, have 6 or 7 tips inside of you that are unique to you that the world would want. The question is you might not be giving them a chance to get to it, to have access to it. So you'll learn to build your wheel. Listen, everyone starts at zero. Maybe you're not at zero. Maybe you've got a couple of things. You're building a list. But I promise you, everybody starts at zero. So if you're there, hey, good news, you can build your circle. You can build your wheel. You can build your list. How do you determine a spoke? Well, that's what we'll talk about. How do you drive them to you? Do you have a community? Do you have a place to where you can have conversations? Some of you are doing Zooms. That's a spoke. Some of you doing a powerful woman conversation. Some of you are doing powerful guy conversations. Some of you are doing spiritual conversations, talking about the Bible. Some of you are doing a variety of things. Every one of those things is a spoke for you to be driving people to. Now, if you want to have access to this, you go to SeanGMurphy.com/mysecretsauce, and you'll give me your email address. That's how you're going to get into this. And there's a fee for this course. But right now, I'm giving you a whole bunch. Could you go do it on your own? Absolutely. Will you? Maybe. Should you? Absolutely get this done. Because here's the key. What is your core biz? What are you wanting to have a lock on? What are you wanting to be known as an expert in? And please don't tell me your business. Follow me on this. Please don't tell me your business. You're not going to be an expert in your company. Why? Because anybody can go, they can sign up with anybody then. Your business is changing at a rapid pace. The question then becomes, oh, your baby making noise. The question becomes, what's special to you? And that's what we're going to go over. We're going to go over the 6 areas you're going to learn how to build inside of your secret sauce formula. You're going to develop an effective strategy. And this effective strategy, Kyle Wilson likes to talk about being able to knock over the one domino, the big domino that knocks over the rest of them. What is it on your wheel? What is it in you that if somebody got to know you about X, if they got to know your X factor, your secret sauce, that knocks over the rest of the dominoes? What's a way for you to draw people into you? Right? If you've got, look at your ratio. Look at the ratio of the number of people who follow you to the number of likes you get. That's really who's following you. If you got, I don't care if you've got 10,000, 6,000, 8,000 people on your list. If you got 100 people that like your posts, you got 100 followers. Can you talk to those followers on a regular basis? Can you communicate, connect with them? This marching band that comes through, the 100 that like your post now, the 200 that like your post now, the 500 that like your post now are probably not the same 500 who liked it back in January. Well, where did that audience go? They marched away. You've had new people come in, you've had them come in and you've had them go. Well, if they showed up and thought you were valuable, what was the shiny object that took them away from you? How do you keep talking to them? Your conversation is still important. So when you find your strategic effect, when you find your strategy, does it serve your secret sauce? See, too many people are looking for ways to build something, to go do something. The challenge is does it actually build your secret sauce? Are you staying in your lane? And the way you stay in your lane is to, listen, I don't do blogs. I've got some blogs that are out there. I add to them on occasion, but I'm not a blog person. My message doesn't come across as well unless it's live and having a conversation with me. I have the ability to instantly serve and solve problems. This isn't about coming in and being some authority on with a scholarly written word. That's not me. That's not my lane. I tried it, found out that wasn't my lane. So when you go through this process, when you go through this program, finding your secret sauce, you're going to understand what it is that makes you particularly special. There's a particular avatar that only you can speak to. See, I speak to a psychographic, not a demographic. You all prove that. Every one of you prove that being here, because you are not my, you're not my demographic. You're my psychographic. Meaning we think the same. So are you looking for people who look like you? Are you looking for people who act like you? The key is how do you find your avatar, that person who says you're more like me than everybody else. I want to be around you more than anybody else. I'm going to spend my time with you to make sure I'm with you. They're going to sacrifice to be with you. They're going to give up things to be with you. There's a whole group of people like that. So are you speaking to your audience, to your core audience? Or are you trying to make noise outside with everybody else and hope you make the loudest noise? How do you find your avatar? How do you really get to know your avatar? Through consistency. You find an audience and you talk to it. I've been talking to an audience for 476 days. There's right now 104 people on here. You know how many people have marched through this audience? Over 5,000. Over 5,000 unique people have marched through this audience. There's 100 of you on here. You've all done the same thing. The only difference is I've caught and captured most of your information to be able to talk to you, to be able to have a conversation with you. Now, when I go back out and talk to you through the digital world of email, about 0.5% of you on a regular basis unsubscribe. That's going to be the norm. That tells me at least you got my information to unsubscribe from. But I'm whittling down. I'm finding my core people who want to have a conversation about the secret sauce that I have available. So if you've got anybody that you think might want to learn the next 6 steps, you may want to get them to this call. So finding your secret sauce. There's 6 key areas. Here's number 1. Make a list, things that you're good at. See, when you join your business and you're part of your business, they only want to know, what are you good at to serve them? They tell you what to go be good at. I'm telling you, your secret sauce is, what are things you're good at? What do you mean, what are things I'm good at? Are you good at cooking? Are you good at small engine repair? Are you good at cleaning a barn? Are you good at driving a car? Are you good at driving a truck? What are you good at? Create a list of things that you're good at. That's number 1. This is how you find your secret sauce. Your secret sauce isn't about you having to learn it. Your secret sauce already exists inside of you. It doesn't matter if you're 15 years old or 51 years old. Your secret sauce exists inside of you. Number 2, passions and hobbies. What are things you love to do? Do you love gardening? Listen, you can be a good gardener. Brene Brown, if you know the name, Brene Brown, there's some things she loves to do. She loves to swim. She's a competitive athlete. She loves to have some competition. She loves the lake. Why do we know about her passions and hobbies? Because she talks about them. People who like the lake like Brene Brown. People who don't like the lake and don't like thinking like that or don't like swimming, she was a swimmer in college. If people who don't like that, she loses a little bit of oomph with them. She loses a little bit of connection with them. Think about the things that you like. What are your passions and what are your hobbies? This is why I've been asking you all to write down your list, and some of you have and some of you haven't. But what are the things you've had successes in the past? Some people have to go back to childhood for their list of successes. So number 3, and part of your secret sauce is, what are some of your successes? Because that reveals a pattern to have a conversation with you about. So we'll find out all of this. We're going to go through all of this in this training. You're going to have the homework to do that. We will discuss it. That's what the Facebook group is for you to find and define things a little bit easier, a little bit more, to get a little bit closer to the conversation. Here's a tough one. This is one that most don't want to ask about. How do others see you? What is the real core of why others hang around with you, why others follow you, why others like your stuff? You might be surprised why they follow you. For some of you, from across the pond, right? Some people follow you because they love to hear your accent. Well, that's not the only reason. You'd be surprised. You know, for some people, that's the only reason they follow you. Is they love to hear you talk. They love to hear your song. They love to hear the way your voice sounds. Some it could be for the clothes you wear, the design you carry, the hair you have. It doesn't matter if they're listening to your words. So number 4 is how do other people see you? Number 5, what are you passionate about? Now, your passions and hobby is different. What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about volunteering? Are you passionate about small business? Are you passionate about learning how the brain works? See, I got passionate about learning how the brain works. That's why 20 years ago, I started Mental Profits. Your thoughts create your income. I didn't know it was going to take me on this path. I hoped it would, where I would become an addiction to approval expert. I never planned on that. That wasn't on my dream board when I was 5 years old. I wanted to be a truck driver. Becoming an expert, working in the field of understanding the brain, understanding addiction, and understanding addiction to approval, putting all of that together. If people have conversations with me now and they go, what degrees do you carry? I go, about 98.6 is the degrees I carry. That's what I became passionate about. I would narrow your niche as fast as possible, because when you do, people start to come to you to ask you for help in that area. And all of a sudden you get to build an audience. It will allow you access to a seat at the table. You'll be amazed at what happens. So that's number 5. And number 6, here's one that most people don't want to talk about. What are you against? What are you against? Well, Sean, why would I need to attend the class? You just gave me the 6 things. I got it. Absolutely. You've got the list. You absolutely have the list. You do those 6 things, you get clear on those 6 things, you got your secret sauce. Now what do you do? Do you know how to put it all together? Do you know how to figure out how to set it all up so that people can have access to you? Maybe. And some of you can do it. But most of you love what you just heard. Most of you enjoy going, oh man, this is neat. If I'm going to work on this. The challenge is you may never work on it. This helps your contacts to flow into you without being braggy, without being pushy, without being the one who says, listen, I want you to do this. Some of you are afraid to ask for contact information. Right now, if your social media shut down, they turned off your social media, how many of you have access to your audience? You only have access to them maybe if they're in your cell phone. That's not fair to you and your business. That's not fair to them. What? Yeah, people, if people have access to you and want access to you, there's the easy way, there's the hard way. What if the easy way goes away? The hard way is the new easy way. Some of you don't have a plan B to be able to communicate with your audience. You only have your company's back office, and even then they don't let you mass communicate. Maybe they do, but what if your company shuts down the back office because they don't want you having email addresses and everything? This is about you building a business. You are in business. At least I think you are. And if you're going to be in business, you need to have your secret sauce, because it's not getting any less competitive out there. And people are getting wildly distracted and not able to find you because of all of the noise that's on social media today. And the noise existed before all of this tragedy and pain and suffering that's happening. What is your secret sauce? What are you known for? There's a whole bunch of things that you're going to learn how to be able to have a conversation about. Jim Rohn said, if you search, you'll find it, yet rarely does a good idea interrupt you. So you wrote down the 6 areas that you really need to dive into to find your secret sauce. But who are you going to dive into those with? Who are you going to have a conversation with to help you really define those? Do you think maybe you could probably go to your sponsor? They could probably help you, couldn't they? Maybe. You could go to your upline. They could probably help you, couldn't they? Chances are they might not be able to. Can you do all this by yourself? Sure. Absolutely you can. But do you know what it takes to assemble the wheel? Have you ever, listen, some of you might be mechanics. Some of you may have actually had to assemble a 128 spoke wheel on a Harley. Do you know what it's like to put the spokes in a wheel? It's not that hard. It just takes patience. It takes time. Some of you only have Instagram. Do you understand that you could have a CTA in your live videos? Some of you don't have CTAs because you don't have the A to take care of, and that's call to action. Some of you are talking about putting a YouTube page together. What do I need a YouTube page together? Because it's free and you can store all of your stuff there and you can send your team there to go learn stuff. And I would also encourage you right now, if you do have any content. So let me click a button here. Let me check something out. Let me go, where am I at here? I want to look at the chat. If you have any content available right now, any content that you have available right now, like any PDFs of your own, just type content in the chat. If you've got any YouTube videos, you've got any stuff that maybe you've stored, maybe you've downloaded your lives, you've got your Instagram lives, you've got different places. Here's my question. If you have content, do you have a content inventory list? If I said, listen, you were going to hire me, and I said, send me over your content list. Do you have all of your content inventoried? What do you mean inventoried? Where you go to an Excel spreadsheet. Y'all know what Excel spreadsheets are? If you go to, or a Google spreadsheet, Google, whatever they call it. So you take all of your inventory and you have the link to wherever it's at, wherever it's residing on social media or inside of YouTube, and a description, a searchable description, so that if somebody comes to you new and they say, hey, listen, I need to do that. Can you tell me stuff on, on prospecting? Yeah, you want to know about prospecting? I've got 47 videos on prospecting. I have probably 16 of them inside of the Daily Awakening community. But that's inside that membership site. You can go type in the word prospecting and it'll pull up, out of the 476 videos, it'll pull up all of the videos we talked about prospecting, specifically about it. You're building your business. Your business is your content. And if your content resides on social media, you should know where it's at. If you've written any articles, you've written any, Vach has written poems. Do you have those archived in such a way that, because that's your inventory. Your live videos, that's your inventory. I would figure out a way to make sure you have those saved somewhere. Put them on a hard drive. Go buy a 2 terabyte hard drive and start storing all of your content safely. Back it up to the cloud. Blaze is a good one. But you've got to have a way to be able to use these and repurpose a lot of the stuff that you've done. You're marketing to a marching band. You're marketing to a marching band. They're constantly going by. You could ask Rhonda. She has put up her before and after pictures 50 times. And there's people who still say, oh my God, I just saw you before. She goes, I've been doing it since like November of last year, in her head. But it's the first time they see them. it is a marching band. It'll take some refined thinking for you to find your access points to your customers. Do you know a way to create this formula? You're going to have to change the way you look at things because what you're looking at is changing. You have something that's wildly unique that most people have yet to even find out about because they've lumped you in with a particular business model, a particular company name. I had somebody from Quito, Ecuador call me who was at one of my events 7 years ago that I spoke at. And they asked me about a particular company. They called me because I'm a resource for them. They said, what do you think about this business model? And I gave them my feedback. And I said, if you'd like to talk with somebody who's at the top of that company, let me know. I will be happy to introduce you to them. Why did they call me? It wasn't about joining my company. They were asking me about another company, another business model that's out there. Because that's the avatar that I have. They know they can come and they can ask me for help. What makes you tick? Being a business model doesn't make you tick. Being in network marketing doesn't make you tick. It doesn't. What you get through it helps you tick. What you do from it is what makes you tick. Some of you, it's being a parent. My moniker is to be a better husband, better father. What's your mission? Better husband, better father. That has nothing to do with my business. But I can use it in my business. Your secret sauce should be bigger than any business you're in. Your secret sauce is what they build a statue to you for. See, sometimes we get bogged down into the stuff. It's not the stuff. It's about what makes the stuff special. There's already a platform you work from. Is it the platform you should keep using? Is that platform serving you well? How do we determine the size of somebody's net worth? What's the phrase that goes along with that? You can determine the size of somebody's net worth by the size of their network. Your network is not your followers. Your network is what you can build, what you can talk to on a daily basis outside of social media. Your secret sauce, there is a secret sauce that resides inside of you that when you find it, when you see it, when it gets uncovered, it becomes magical, simple, fun, and magical. People find you, people reach out to you. It's when you're not in your magical moment, in your magical self, people find it hard to have a conversation with you. Listen, when you're not in your secret sauce, follow me on this. How many times have you ever been having a conversation with somebody and it was the first conversation, but boy, you just kind of clicked. You just kind of absolutely flowed and everything seemed to go well. And all of a sudden you're in business together. And that was the connection with the secret sauce. The reason you start to get objections is because you're not operating from your secret sauce. People aren't seeing you in all of the greatness that exists inside of you. Do you know what boxes you need to check to find your own success? See, this is where I can give you all of the content. I can give you all of the information. You can Google all of this. Find your unique, it's called a USP. Right? In sales, they call it USP, unique selling position. Every one of you are selling the unique selling position of your company. You're not selling your secret sauce. You're selling the unique position that your company has, that your business model has in the world that it operates in. You are selling the company. And the reason people can leave you is because they haven't bought into you. They bought into a business model. You owe it to yourself. Listen, the reason that maybe, quite possibly, you haven't heard about this before is because most people don't wind up learning about their secret sauce till they're in their 40s and 50s, when they've been through all of the struggles, when they've worked their fingers to the bone, when they've absolutely worked so hard, they've ground it out. And when they're done grinding it, they decide to find their secret sauce. Somebody comes along and says, you know, you do this pretty good. And they go, oh, wow, maybe I should focus more on that. When somebody asks me, what do you do? I mentor focused entrepreneurs who are committed to breaking the barriers to experience strategic, unthinkable success. That's who I mentor. Breaking barriers to experience strategic, unthinkable success, meaning there is a pattern, there is a program, there is a reason. Focused entrepreneurs who raise their hand to change the way they look at things. Have I been able to do that? Yeah, I've been able to do that. How have I been able to do it? Very well. Why do you ask? What is the help you deliver when you're operating from your secret sauce? So, if you want to learn more about that, if you want to really dive into that, if you really want to have a conversation about that, then I would suggest we have a conversation about that. Go to the website that's behind me, SeanGMurphy.com, My Secret Sauce, and you'll start having access into this Facebook group. Well, I don't do things on Facebook. Well, great. Then you don't have to be a part of the program. It's okay. These are the rules that I have for this particular process. This is my secret sauce. This is where I operate. Guess what I get to say? I get to say no to a lot of people a lot of the time. Are you worth finding your secret sauce? Do you think that there's a part of you that gets frustrated as you go through the process day in, day out, going, what do I need to do different? You don't need to do anything different. I've been saying that for 2 years. You need to find what makes you special. You need to find what makes you unique. You need to find that thing that allows you to operate in a way that you don't have to ever worry about, am I operating at my own? So, with that being said, some questions about the content we just covered. I'll answer any of the questions that I can. So, Shardy, I see you got your hand up. Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, Sean. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, you're cutting out. Go ahead. Let me see if I can hear you.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I just want to say this morning's topic is so on point for me. It's something I've been really sitting with this week and last week, and actually, one of the tasks I was given by a coach of mine, she was like, it's one of the things you said, how do people see you? She said, ask 5 people, how they see you, what qualities that stick out. And I've been a little apprehensive to do it because I've been thinking, I don't know what they'll say. And, I've heard feedback from some other ladies. I'm in a group. And I've heard feedback from other ladies, and some of the things that they say that people pointed out is things that they never noticed about themselves, and I've still been apprehensive to do mine, but I must do mine. I'm going to make it a point to do mine this week. And yesterday, my upline in business, he sent me a script that I should, you know, listen to. And bless him, I know it's coming from a good place. I know it's something that was probably sent out to everyone. And he said, take it and use it. And I listened to the script and I thought, that sounds nothing like me. Like the things that were said, you know, I'm successful and I'm around successful people. I'm like, that doesn't sound anything like me. You know, how do I make that my own? And so I guess one of my questions is, I wrote it down, how do I drown out those voices of other people? Of, you know, I know some of the people, my uplines, and some of the people, they have the success that I want. So, you know, they say to copy the people, but,
So have they asked you any questions, or do they just give you a script?
They just said, follow the script.
Right. So that's how most business is done, especially in our profession. So if I had a conversation with you for a minute, could I help you develop a script that works for you?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about you. Tell me some careers you've had. Don't have to go into detail, just some big picture, 30,000 foot.
At the moment, I work in a primary school that's with the younger children. I have 2 daughters of my own. So I've worked in childcare before that. So I always knew I would work with children growing up. I always wanted to.
Okay. Tell me a big pain that happened in your life. You don't have to go into detail. Was it a breakup from high school? Was it maybe there's a
big move I
marriage?
did when I was that was one that sticks out to me. A big move. I used to live in Chicago. I moved to London when I was 13.
Okay. Oh wow. So changing school and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me a big success you've had.
A big success. There's so many. I know I've had some. I would say being a mommy, but you know, who knows with that.
Okay, no, but that's it. But see, here's the thing, folks. You've got 1,001, but it's hard for us to talk about it. It was easy for you to talk about the big challenge. You knew where that was. So, yeah. Shardia, here's what I would say. And the business model you're in, is it the financial side?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've gotten about 2 minutes of information from you. Could anybody have asked you that before? Are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
So could your upline asked you those 4 questions?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so they didn't. So since they didn't, I did, and now let me give you the script. You know, I've partnered with a company who helps me deal with some challenges and provides me some serious solutions. You know, one of the biggest challenges I had that I feel exists today for a lot of people is when I was 13 years old, I didn't change schools, I changed countries. And I was thrown into a place to where I had to learn some new ways and some new cultural things. I had to learn just a whole new way to act. One of the things I love about the company I'm with and the team I'm with is that when I step into the unknown, I've got some amazing support that's there. And one of the biggest things that I love about what I do right now is kind of the same thing I have as a mom. I get to grow every day. I've got 2 young daughters who in this world today, and because of what they're exposed to on a daily basis, one of the great joys I have as a mom is when they stay to their core principles. And the company that I've partnered with helps me stay to the core principles of success. And every day I get to learn new ways to help my team, to help bring value, bring success, not only to my family, but to the community that's around me. Is that kind of the script the guy told you to read to everybody?
No.
Oh, it's not? Huh. Maybe he doesn't understand the wheel. My point now, the script that I just gave you, if you go back and listen to this recording, could you say that to people?
Yeah.
Was any of it untrue?
No, that was me.
That's my point. is that in 2 minutes, I can help you deliver a story. I can give you a reason for you to get excited about telling your story. You didn't have to talk about them. You didn't have to talk about trading. You didn't have to talk about the Forex market, how it operates 24 hours a day, and how you have access to back office technology that allows you to educate yourself to understand the ups and the downs and the blips and the pips and the red tails and the double mountain signals and the Sierras or whatever the heck all of that nonsense is. Nobody needs to know that nonsense until they're in the middle of that nonsense. They need to know you. And in 2 minutes, we developed a script that was designed for you, that you can now tweak and tone and customize and culturalize and localize based upon what country you're talking to. That's what you're going to learn inside of this program.
Amazing.
Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
My
Yes,
daddy
thank
said if it makes sense, it'll make dollars.
you. Thanks so much. That was amazing.
But this is why they only give you a script that worked for them. This is why 3%ers, follow me, folks. You have all bought tapes. You have all bought programs. You've all attended seminars and workshops, myself included, where a 3%er taught you the secrets of success. They taught you the secrets of success. Why didn't it work for you? Because it was their secret. You come to these programs, you come to my training calls, and you take down notes. I pray you take my nuggets and turn it into your own gold. That's why we always say your notebooks, your journals, are your uncashed checks. In order to cash a check, when you used to cash checks, but in order to cash a check, you'd have to what? We say sign the back of it. What's the legal term for that? Endorse it. Endorse it. You had to endorse it, saying it's okay that you agree to that amount. It is a payment. You agree to that amount and you're going to use it for yourself. You endorse it. The challenge is nobody endorses their own notebooks. They don't endorse their own notebooks. And somebody else gives you a script and you can't use it because it's like, that's not me. Well, that script has worked for me. Well, it's worked for you, but you're attracting people who are not like me. The person that gave it to you, was it a male or female?
It was a male.
Shocking. Probably didn't hit you at all in the heart. Nothing. Listen, and they probably gave it to guys and it worked for guys.
I think he was passed out. From a good, he wanted to me you to help me, but I listened and it was just like I couldn't relate to anything he was saying.
And he meant no harm. He wants you to succeed. You're in his group. If you succeed, he wins. He's not going to give you anything that fails. But how many times can people only give you from their limited trailer of success, their limited inventory? Well, this works for everybody else. It doesn't work for everybody else. Can't blame them. How many times has that person stood on stage?
Who, the voice that was actually saying the message?
Yeah, the person that gave you the script.
My upline was the person that gave me the script. He's been up a couple, well, 1 or 2 times, but the person that was actually voicing it, that was his upline. He's been on stage a lot more.
For how many stages has he been on in companies outside of his own?
None that I know of.
So what experience does he have? If I only dated one girl, should I be giving you dating advice? How many different languages has he been translated into?
I only know one.
Really? Well, so then, see, this is why I started this December 18th, 2018, is because there's too many people out there giving advice who have no experience. Follow me. I'm not saying they're wrong. They mean well. They're doing well. But the thing that's important is that it's got to be able to make sense to you. There's got to be able to a way for you to have this unique capacity to be able to hear your prospects, to hear your team, and develop. Listen, do you think I mentor the same way in Columbia as I do in Columbus, Ohio? When I mentor people in Colombia, in Medellin and Cali are two different places in the same country. Villavicencio is a different place in the world. Dublin is different than Denver. The challenge is, and you can't blame them, there is no fault being laid here. The challenge is that they can only give you what they've experienced, and sometimes they haven't experienced a whole lot. They may have success in your company, but go put them on stage in personal development and see if all of the understandings that they have translates to a new company. I'm not saying they're wrong. This is why I'm saying we've got to be able to give you a rounded experience. It's critical that you understand the capacity you have to be able to have a facet, a different facet that's in this gem called your company. So I would encourage you to listen to that story again that I just shared, because that's how you're going to be able to tell it, and tell it with pride, tell it with honor, and that's finding your secret sauce. And in 2 minutes, we found out things that some people may not know about you. Does your team know that at 13 you moved to the UK and you were scared and frustrated? Did anybody ever ask you, say, geez, not only did you have to learn and you moved from Chicago? I'm guessing you probably became an oddball real quick. It was probably not too easy to make friends unless did you come to a community that your family knew?
No, so my mom moved here, so so even starting school was all new, and thank God, I guess the accent stuck out, so the kids were affected by that.
That's what made you unique. But you still missed your friends. So for the first 6 months, year, you missed all of your friends. Do you know how many people miss their dreams? Do you know how many people you're talking to right now have had a dream since they're 13 and they still haven't been able to achieve it? You get to speak to that. But see, that probably wasn't in the script you were given.
Not at all.
When we understand we don't need a script, we just need to reveal ourselves in a way that serves not only us, but the listener, your business will change forever. Now that you understand that you can tell a script, you can tell a story about your business, you can give an introduction that's about your personal life that ties right in with the fears that society is experiencing, that shows that you're already the creator, shows you're already somebody that's an authority in the same fears that somebody is living today, June 11th, 2020, from the same experience you had when you were 13. Do you think people might be more inclined to have a conversation with you?
Yes, but I think even I am more inclined to have a conversation with someone, knowing that it's Lori, not someone else's.
Exactly. So now all of a sudden, now you're revealing your secret sauce, because nobody else on here moved from Chicago to London when they were 13. That's your secret sauce. You don't have to make any of this stuff up. You don't have to memorize your secret sauce. It already resides inside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I'd encourage you, go get inside of the Facebook group. Well, we're going to start having some conversations before the training actually starts. Let's go to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
When does it start?
It's probably going to start probably a week from now, and it'll all be recorded, because I've had a couple people say, I don't know if I'll be able to make it because of time zones and some things that's going on. Yes, it'll all be recorded. It's going to be probably 4 hours, 1 hour sessions with homework. Okay, but the Facebook group is for those who want to kind of raise their hand, and then we'll have the mentorship group for after that. but this is just trying to see who's interested, who's not. Because in
Brilliant.
76 episodes, I've never really sold anything. So we'll see.
Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome, Shardia. Let's go to Ann Poe. Good morning, Ann. Afternoon, Ann.
Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Outstanding, my love.
Excellent. So many things to say. First of all, I've requested to join your group. I don't know if that's the only action or if I have to go on your website because you already have my email. So
That's
I don't
it for
know.
now.
Huh?
That's it for now.
Okay. So as you were talking, I was like, what is my secret sauce? Like, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, oh, that's why I asked most of you to do your 100 things you're good at list.
Yep.
So I still can't finish mine. I find it really hard. Every time I go back to it, I'm like, what am I good at?
It's not what you're good at. It's what you've already done that you're good at.
I know, like, what have I succeeded in? I'm like still trying to think, like trying to pick apart. And I'm like, I don't know what I've done. I don't know, like, and then I looked through what I've already written, and most of it is very performative, like getting a degree, finishing school, and it's like everyone's done that, it's nothing really special.
But that is something special. Did you ever get an A in a class?
Yeah.
You ever get a B in a class?
Yeah.
I'll let you ask the questions to yourself if you got grades any lower than that. See, one of my secret sauces is I had a 0.9 grade point average my first semester in high school. I wasn't invited back. That's my secret sauce. Some of you may have been kicked out of school, but I was asked to leave school. I had the money. I wasn't a hoodlum. There was no reason they just like, you don't meet the caliber of like smarts that we need for this school. It was a private school run by the Jesuits. So that's part of my secret sauce. Everything you've done is part of your secret sauce. Shardia moving from Chicago to London to UK at 13 is a huge part of her secret sauce, but we're like, well, I don't know how that would fit into my script. Because most people you're going to have a conversation with still have a dream from childhood. They still have a scar from childhood that hurts them, that causes them pain. And she can speak to that. You can speak to that. So I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever seen anybody where they do the drawings like for weddings on their hands? Have you ever seen any of that, Anne? Have you ever done that?
Henna?
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how many times have you done that?
I can't count many.
Okay. So, and the drawings are for what reason?
For a celebration.
Right. So you've been to so many celebrations you can't count?
Yeah.
That's part of your secret sauce. So why do you mark yourself up? Why do you draw on yourself? Why do you give yourself temporary tattoos?
It's part of our culture. I haven't really delved into it.
I know you haven't. So, but you do that to mark yourself, to say that there's a celebration going on. That's not my celebration, but I get to participate in it, so much so that I'm going to let the world know I'm participating in a celebration. You know how many people mark themselves with Nike and Nike's got nothing to do with them? Do you know how many people mark themselves with Adidas, mark themselves with their company's logo, and they have nothing to do with the company? Yet you go to a celebration of a wedding and you mark yourself temporarily, but you take the time to actually pass on joy and happiness by getting together and gathering together to draw on yourselves, to make yourself known that you're participating in somebody else's journey of joy. You know what? I've partnered with a company that allows me to participate in the journey of joys for others without me having to spend 5 hours marking my hands up every month.
Wow.
See, that's part of your secret sauce. That's part of your culture. Imagine if you did that for imagine if your company, do you know how many people would not join your company if every time they had a regional event, everybody had to go, wow, it's a month away from the regional event? You follow me?
Yeah.
But anytime, oh, somebody's having a wedding, oh, blah, 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 and then you start drawing on yourself. Well, what the hell? You are willing to mark yourself to encourage and enjoy others' journeys of joy.
Oh my God, I did not think of it like that.
See, that's why you come to me. How long have you been doing that? How long have you been drawing on yourself for other people's joy? Since you were a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've never used that? Why didn't your upline tell you that's part of your culture? That's part of your marketing? Because they gave you their script, not yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see why you don't have to learn anything new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also
ahead.
on my social media,
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about this before. I made another account because of the kids, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yep.
And that account is more towards like things that I've written, quotes that I find, whatever, right?
Yep.
And I don't know, I need to make it more myself, as in like my personality isn't there. Like there's quotes there's things that I've said or thought about, but I'm way more than just quotes. And I just don't know what to do. Like I did a live with Bukumi, but that's about it. Like that's all the engagement that they've had.
Right. And so how did the live go over?
As in,
How did people respond to it?
I mean, I think there's got a lot of views, but I mean, I guess, I don't know, like they haven't really said anything.
Have you given them a call to action?
No.
So here's the challenge. Too many of us are mental teases.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm all excited. Okay, bye. What do I do with all of these thoughts? I don't know. Go to sleep and try to get them out of your head. Go take a cold shower. Ooh, I'm back. Okay, I'm ready now. Okay, you guys are going to get me all excited, and then you're going to let me go somewhere and do something with it. Nope, sorry. Okay. See you tomorrow. Well, what? I can't come back to this place because all I do is mentally tease me. I want to join your community.
Right.
Could you imagine if I stopped this call right now?
I'd hunt you down.
Well, and why? Because A, you can, B, that there's more to this. So the question is that when you get people raise their hand, when they show up into your community, you've got to take them someplace. You got to take them on the journey. ILT, invest, learn, train. Invest, learn, teach. ILT, you're investing in yourself. You're learning. The quotes you have, go do stories on the quotes.
Okay.
But see, your whole mind is now racing, going, I could use Hannah as part of my prospecting? What? Yeah.
Okay. Also, I recently started putting a group together on Telegram with it's just for women right now because
Cool.
I don't know.
How do you know?
I mean, the group chat is pretty much all females.
Well, but that's because you know them. But all of a sudden, how do you know? So it's geared more towards women.
Yeah.
Whoever shows up on it's okay.
Yeah, so I've created that, and I've got a few women on there.
So how often do you communicate with them?
Every day.
Awesome. What's the feedback? Or is it a loudspeaker? Attention and Kmart shoppers, attention, here's some notifications. Okay, bye. Special sale on aisle 4. Special sale on aisle 4. Thank you.
No, we actually chat. So I get to know about what they're doing. We're going to meet up post Corona,
Right.
post lockdown. They're all in London, and like just a bit about their day. Sometimes I put up like stuff like workouts, like even talk about like things that they're going through because everyone's pretty much working from home or uni or whatever. So we're actually like talking, but it's like I didn't create it for business, if that makes sense. I created it.
Sure. Absolutely. I would move it to Zoom because women need to hear each other. Otherwise, they get lost in their thoughts.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's like, well, I wonder why she said that. And you're like, well, said what?
That's true.
Yeah. Huh? See, this is understanding the secret sauce of women.
Okay.
You can communicate, but I would get it into Zooms. I would get it into somewhere where you can hear each other's voices.
Okay.
Women need to have the confidence that they're not being misunderstood.
Ooh. Okay. That helps a lot.
See, when you understand the secret sauce, but your upline probably taught you this already, right?
No.
No. Because listen, there's nothing wrong with the people who have taught you. It's why we constantly keep seeking. But when you find somebody that can help you through any situation, sometimes you stop searching and you go, okay, let me see what I can wring out of this sponge. Let me see what I can wring out of this towel. So there you go. We got some work to do.
Yeah, a lot of work to do. Thank you, Sean. That was very helpful.
Shocking. Is that my first time? Is it okay? Whew, I'm glad it worked. Woof. I'm 2 for 2. Let's see. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to somebody who gets up at 4:30 in the morning, even earlier, to get on the call. Hey, Corinne, how are you, my love? You're muted.
Sorry, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, feels good to be on this and talk, you
Yeah.
know, but I like to listen, but I like to talk. And speaking of secret sauce, I think my secret sauce is talking and almost like doing, hi, Bukumi. Okay. But like speaking and, I was actually speaking with my mother yesterday. Hi, Moshe. Hi, Anne. Okay, sorry. Focus. And I wrote down the list. Squirrel. Squirrel. I wrote down the list of the things that I did that I didn't think I could do. And it was actually amazing because one, it did the whole like, oh, this is the stuff I can do. And it's also kind of was like, oh yeah, there's stuff now I think I can't build a business, but I've done so many things that I thought I couldn't do that I eventually did, you know? And I thought that was like amazing, that list. And so my question today is more along the lines, like I started a call with somebody where it didn't really work out. And I'm wondering if, have you ever had a partner where it not only, it didn't work out, but you're not sure if it didn't work out because of like your ego, or if it didn't work out because the partnership was just not a partnership that was positive.
So, do you ever have a friend that you kind of lost touch with and you kind of went your separate ways, but later on in life you came back and it's like, I'm not sure why we stopped talking to each other, but boy, I'm glad we're back together.
Yes.
That's all this is. This is a phase.
Okay.
Because if you started it, there's a good chance that eventually at some point it'll be continued. But here's the thing. I can't go sit under a tree and fall if there's no leaves expecting shade. Everything has a season.
Mm.
And the season that you just stepped into this ain't the right season.
You're right.
Right?
There's a season.
So some of you have seen Maggie T. Fan, the little amazing little peanut who comes on from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's going into winter now. Wait a minute, I'm going into summer. How come I can talk about going to the beach and she's putting on scarves? What are you, nuts? We ain't in the same season.
Right.
So you got to pick something bigger. You can either pick something bigger that puts you in the same season, or just realize you're in the same seasons and it ain't going to work out right now. Because here's what's important, Corinne, is that you keeping them keeps them from reaching themselves, or keeps you from reaching yourself, staying with that. It's just, you got to, one of the biggest things about success is learning how to say, not right now. You're muted.
Sorry. Patience.
Well, no, see, patience is waiting on them to find the season. I don't have patience. I have to take care of me and my family. I don't have to be mean. It teaches me love and joy. I can love it that it's not the right season. I'm so glad I learned this, because otherwise I'd be in a bad relationship. And God knows I've had enough of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then my energy's not at its best, and their energy's not at their best. Hey, listen, this isn't working out right now. I love you. Anything else I can say before I go? That's all the.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm responsible for them. I'm not responsible for you. I'm responsible to you. This ain't working. I love you. Let's have dinner, but this other thing ain't working.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And some people are going to hang out with you because you're the higher energy, and they're like, but I need you. Okay, well, you get me at this. You get me between 5 and 5:05. That's when you get me.
Yeah.
Does that help?
It does. It does.
Because here's the thing, you do have a huge energy about you, and when you're standing on the beach and you walk into the water, people don't leave. Like, is that her? Where is that? Is that a wave?
Dolphin.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You're right.
But you have an energy. Just and allow people to flow into it. Allow to flow into others.
Okay.
Cross-pollination, not
Yeah.
cross-contamination.
Right.
Cool.
You're right. Cool. Thank you.
You bet. Love you.
Love you too.
Is it BZ? Good morning, BZ.
Good morning.
Good morning. Am I saying it correct?
It's Bezzy.
Oh, good Lord.
It's okay.
the
A lot
right
of people
guy.
say Beezy.
Hey, Bez.
Hi. This is like my first time actually talking on here, so
Awesome.
bear with me.
Have you here?
But my question is, I kind of need help with my like business in the way that I present it, because I know what it possibly could do for someone.
Yeah.
But like I know all the things to say, but if like, say for example, if I make a video explaining what the opportunity is or the business, I know what to say, but for some reason I get caught up in my words and I just don't know, like something inside of me is like holding it back to the point like I don't know what to say, you know?
So, Bezzy, do me a favor. Hold your phone up like this so I can see you face on just for real quick. There you go. Okay. So, what business are you in the trading business?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Where do you live?
Virginia.
Virginia. Have you always lived in Virginia?
No, I was born in Ethiopia and I came here when I was 3.
Okay. So, and I'm sure you use that in your presentation videos, yes?
Yes.
Cool. But you probably haven't used it to the best advantage. It's probably just a story you tell. It's probably a fact you tell versus a mission you have.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not allowed to ask how old you are, but could you share with me how old you are?
Yeah, 21.
Okay, 21. So did you go to university?
Yes, I'm in school right now.
Okay, what are you
College,
studying?
I see that's one thing too. before I was studying biology,
Okay.
and I realized when I started this business, I didn't really want to become a doctor. I just aspire doctors, you know. I'm more of like a business person and psychology wise as well. So I switched my major. So now I'm majoring in business and then minor in psychology.
Okay, cool. So 3 quick questions. Do I have your permission to help?
Yes, of course.
Do I have your permission to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable?
Yes.
Cool. Can I take you out of that uncomfortable feeling before we leave?
Yes.
Hey, my name's Bezzy. Listen, I want to invite you to an opportunity, but let me tell you a little bit about me. When I was 3 years old, I had no choice when my parents decided to move us from Ethiopia to Virginia. And here's the challenge. Most people would say, oh, so you grew up here. No, the first 3 years of my life were pretty formative, and there's a lot of things that I carry from my culture from Ethiopia that still rings true in my family today. So I have this foundation of things where I'm not sure a lot of the times why I do them, but it's because of the culture that I've been in. And the reason that I'm excited about the business that I'm in right now is too many people are taught how to get a good job and go to work and have some a whole bunch of student debt. And the challenge is they carry that on for years because they never create enough income to be able to pay off those debts. I'm 21, still going through school. I don't know how many of you have ever had a change of career. I've just had a change of career, but it's called a change of business majors. I was studying biology, but now I understand I'm studying business because I realize in order for me to take care of future generations of my family, I have to understand the business model that allows me to create success. So that's why I'm a part of the company that I'm in right now.
Yes. I love that.
See, that's your secret sauce. And that's just been me asking you 4 minutes worth of questions.
Yeah.
Imagine if we went into the 6 areas.
Jeez. And it's for some reason I was scared to say that, like changing majors, because you know, I was studying biology for a while. Not for a while, but for like maybe 2 years. That's a while for me.
Well, in college, if you're only in college for 4 years or even 6 years, that's a large percentage of it.
Right?
Yeah. So you get to say, right, because you can't talk about changing careers. You can't. You don't have a career yet, but you can talking about changing majors, which is the exact same thing. So everybody who's older than you instantly understands, oh, I changed my majors too. And now you have a conversation that instantly connects with them versus you saying what you've said before and not connecting with them.
You're right. That's crazy.
Did that help?
That did. For some reason, it was just holding me back to even say it. But I know that it's not only me that, you know, changes majors or have a epiphany in whatever age. So it's like, it's good to say what I'm going through because a lot of people are probably going through the same thing that I'm going through. So thank you for that.
So I would encourage you, go to that website right up here and find out about that because that's the conversations we're going to have.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You bet. Bezzy, thanks for being here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Trevor. Good morning, Trevor.
How you doing, man?
Outstanding.
I'm doing amazing, bro. I just wanted to ask you, bro, like, that thing you did with that girl, could you do with me? Because I want to find my secret sauce, too.
Well, so I can give you an idea of it, but what I just did with Betsy and what I did with Ann is not really their secret sauce. It's to give them a way to understand that they can use it. But yeah, tell me a little bit about you. Tell me some of your facts.
Well, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I moved to Florida when I was 17.
Okay. We got a lot in common. I lived in outside of Cleveland and moved to Florida when out of high school. So yeah.
Oh, really? Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I dance and I sing and I rap and I do poetry. And I've been in the business for a couple months.
Okay. So, and I take it you're in the trading side of it.
Yeah, I'm in the trading and the marketing side of it.
Okay. So what took you from Columbus to Florida?
Well, my parents, they just wanted to move down here because the weather's better.
Yep.
My mom got another job too.
Okay.
No, her job let her work from home. So then she took the opportunity to move to Florida. She's been wanting to move to Florida ever since I was born, for like
Okay.
20 years.
Okay.
So
So from Columbus, you probably came down 75. So do you live on the Tampa side of Florida or the Atlantic side of Florida?
I live in Naples. I don't know what side of Florida
Yep.
that is.
So Atlantic. Okay. So you went down 95. That's how mom and dad got there. Okay. So, hey, listen, everybody, my name's Trevor Stewart. And Trevor, how old are you?
19.
So I'm
almost
19
20.
years old. I'm 19 years old, but here's the neat thing about my life. It's been 19. Each year has been unique. So I do have 19 years experience. I grew up in Columbus, Ohio, so I'm a Buckeye. Makes a Wolverine madder than hell. But growing up in Columbus, you know, a lot of things changed. And how old were you when you moved to Florida? Were you just a kid?
I was 17.
Okay, so you were young. Okay, so I've had to change culture because Columbus, Ohio, and Naples, Florida, are like two different worlds. The reason that I love what I do in my business is that I can get to operate not only in two different worlds, but I can operate in multiple currencies around the world that allows me to create an income at 19 that most people dream of. Now, do I have all of the experience? Do I have all of the wherewithal to teach everybody that? No, but I've got a business model that can do that. I've got mentors that can help me do that. And at 19 years old, I've decided to take control of my future a couple hours a day at a time so that when I'm 60, I'm not sitting around going, what the hell happened?
Wow. Well, bro, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate that, bro. So good, bro.
That's what I do. And if I can do that in 4 minutes of conversation with you, imagine what we can do inside of a pretty deep, going deeper into that. But this is why everybody has their story. Everybody has the ability to have a story just like that. So you've already been through it, and that's why your secret sauce already resides inside of you. It's not another script. It's not another training. It's how do you take what is your story and make it your own. Cool.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
You bet, man. Thanks for being on here, Trevor.
No problem, man.
Let's go to Akila. I'm probably not saying that right. Good morning, Akila Foreman.
Good morning. You're saying it correctly.
Yay! 1 out of 100. Good morning, Akila.
It's a lot going on in my life, Sean.
I bet.
But, you know, I've cried this week. I've cried a lot this week. And today I really just want to focus on choosing joy. So before you even called my name, I've just been sitting here like, you know, the price of my medicine went up, but it's okay. Because that just means the universe is going to send more money my way so I can pay for it. But, yeah, the problem that I'm having, the thing that I'm learning, I think I found part of my secret sauce, or I think I've always known part of my secret sauce, and that's my emotionality.
Yep.
I've always been really emotional and really empathetic and really sympathetic. And when I say always, like my mom used to tell me, I want to act. I love acting. I think my emotionality makes me great at acting. Right. And my mom used to tell me how she thinks she put that in me because when I was a baby, I would be so emotional. So she started to teach me the faces and like angry and happy and sad. So that way I could just make certain faces like in response to her. But I think, or I feel that because I'm so emotional, people don't feel comfortable telling me things because they're scared they're gonna hurt me. But then when I'm having the conversations with the people, whether it's my mentees, whether it's my boyfriend, whether it's my friends, it's like, because they didn't tell me how they really felt, further in the conversation, they get frustrated and overwhelmed. And it's like, they just snap at me, which ends up hurting me more. And I'm just like, well, if this is how you felt for this entire conversation or this entire week, why didn't you just tell me when I asked, or in the beginning, or before we started having this conversation? And everybody's response is, oh, I didn't want to hurt you, or oh, I didn't want you to blow up on me, or oh, I didn't want to make you cry. So I'm trying to, I guess, because I don't want to stop being emotional. I think it's great. It's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think it's really great at times. So I'm just finding ways we're trying to figure out how to be, I guess, less expressive about my emotions, because I feel that people aren't comfortable expressing their emotions to me, or they feel like I don't get it. But like, I feel it when I'm listening to people, when they're telling their stories, or when they're talking about their day. Just, it's like I feel it. And it's crazy. I don't know. It's hard out here for a pimp, but it's gonna get better.
So what's the state that you'd like to be in?
I would like to be happy and joyful today, because I really would like to be productive.
Okay, so tell me a happy and joyful memory.
Most recently, I just got my license.
Outstanding. So how did that make you feel?
I felt great. I felt accomplished.
At what point did you feel great? Was it before they gave it to you, or when you saw the email, or you got the document? When did excitement hit?
The excitement hit when she placed the actual physical license in my hand, because I've been trying to get my license for about 3 years now.
Yep.
And it's been like psych-a-boo-boo.
Okay, so go back to that moment. Where were you standing?
I was standing in front of the little photo backdrop.
Awesome. What did the floor feel like? What was the floor? Was it tile? Was it carpet? Was it what?
I think it's called linoleum.
Linoleum. Okay, linoleum. What color was the backdrop?
It was white.
It was white. How far away were you from? Did you have to get a picture taken?
I did. And I was less than, so the DMV was very small.
Yep.
So it looked like they built a wall just to place the photo backdrop on it.
Yep.
So I was less than a foot away from like the counter.
Cool. So the person that was moving the camera around, what did they look like?
She was this beautiful Black lady, and she was so nice to me. And she helped me fix my hair for my photo. She had, she was this beautiful brown skinned lady with brown eyes, and her hair was kind of already turned to the side and super curly. I love seeing natural hair.
So do you realize that your state of energy just changed and you're in joy right now?
Yes.
Yes, but it doesn't happen. It wasn't about the license. It was about the experience of the license. And all too often we get tied to the object and not the emotion of the object.
Mm.
That's why I had you go back into that moment. You're standing in a room somewhere in your house.
Yeah.
But you went back to that place and you saw the woman. You saw the connection. So the reason I asked about the woman is because of your sympathy and your empathy. Your empathnics, your empathness. Just take yourself back to a place of joy. You want to be in joy? Now the vibration of joy is surrounding you. Now it's flowing into you. But aggravation and frustration was flowing into you, which you've been good at hiding and covering up. So I would encourage you to stay in the state of joy. You've got to get yourself into the emotional state of the state of joy. Go back to a memory. And now what you can do is you can go from this memory, you can catapult yourself into a future memory from that state. And there's a darn good chance you'll show up in the future memory, because that's what a goal is a future memory. You'll show up in that future memory in a state of joy and actually be able to make it happen.
Fine, you all right. And you rich.
That help?
It did. It helped a lot.
Cool.
It did.
So I would journal. Do you journal?
I do.
Okay. Did you journal getting your license?
I didn't.
Yeah, why would
Right
we?
after my, well, Sean, look, it's been a very strange week for me. There's
It
been a lot
has,
of
but
positives.
listen. I'm not going to let you go there because
Right.
it's already whatever's happened happened. I can't do anything about what's happened. I can only help you with what's in the frontier, what's coming. I'm not
That's
saying it's not important. I'm not saying it's not important, but right now you're at a teeter-totter, and that
Mm-hmm.
teeter-totter can easily slide back into the old story pretty dang quick.
Mm-hmm.
And your week has been interesting, but it hasn't been half as interesting about the joy that's about to flow into your life. See, that's the way I see things. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change, Dr. Wayne Dyer would say.
And I think I keep telling myself that I'm like, you know, it may feel like hell now, but boy, heaven is going to feel so good once this time passes. But I don't think I've actually allowed myself to feel that and to feel the success that's coming my way and to
Right.
feel.
Well, but it can't come your way if it doesn't show up your way. It's got to already be here. It's got to already be here. It can't show up until it's here. That'd be like me saying, I'm going to be at your house. Okay, I'm at your house. No, you're not. You haven't left where you're at. You're still in Dallas, Sean. You're not at my house. Yes, I'm at your house. No, you're not. Same thing with emotions. You can't be in joy until you show up in joy.
I got to write that down.
That one's probably a good one. That one goes on a t-shirt.
It does.
So, well, how do I get in joy? How do I change my state? Go back to your license, go back to those memories, because now you get to operate. You get to open your eyes and go, I'm here now. Let me be in joy now.
And there's so many things that have happened that I could be joyful for and that I can feel.
But we find a way to take that out because somebody told us, you've got a shitty life. You shouldn't be in joy. Could it be worse? Yes. Could it be better? Yes. Then I decide which one of those I'd want it to be more of.
Right.
And that happens when? Now. Can't happen any other moment. Can only happen now. And now. And now. And now. And now. And the second you go back to all of the things that are wrong, the now is no longer joy. The now isn't even now. Be in the now.
I got to come to these more often.
That wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
I think sometimes if I miss it, I think sometimes I'm a little hard on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all of us here are a little hard on ourselves. So when I miss a day, I'm like, you missed it, Akilah.
But did you miss it? Did you miss it for joy or did you miss it for misery?
I was sleeping. So I think when I'm sleeping, I'm very joyful.
But can you miss it and still be in joy?
Yes.
Well, you haven't been, but you can be now. Because you just said, see, you missed another one. It's already gone. You couldn't miss it. You were never there. You couldn't miss it if you weren't there. I'd be angry if you sat here all the time and missed it. But you weren't here. How could you be mad that you weren't here? You were where you were, in joy. So we get out of joy and then we go, I missed it. Now I'm not in joy about something I couldn't even have been to. When we start to look at the way we think, we're like, oh my God, who has programmed us? Sure wasn't me. Sure wasn't us. Does that help?
It did. It helped a lot.
So I go get on that list, SeanGMurphy.com/MySecretSauce. Get inside of the Facebook group.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it still $97? And where do I pay that?
Well, I'm gonna set that up. But see, I want to overpromise. I want to underpromise and overdeliver. So
Okay.
You're going to get inside of the Facebook group. You're going to see, is it really worth that? And we're going to have conversations because I want to make sure you're like, this is absolutely a no-brainer. And so that you can invite people to it, because the only people that are going to have $97 are the people who are on these calls and invite people to it. And then it goes up real quick. This is a $497 program. which it's usually part of my $10,000 a month training. But I just said enough is enough. I can't sit here and watch. I say this with all love and affection. You kids be given scripts one more time that doesn't serve you.
So I can tell all my mentees to join the Facebook group too.
Yes,
They come
absolutely.
to 7:30 Daily Awakening.
Yeah,
They love you.
they'd absolutely be happy to have them join that for sure. Just have them get that email, that website, and put their name in, and they'll be added to the group.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean.
Cool.
Continue to be outstanding.
Awesome. Well, I am as long as your energy flows. Love you.
Love you too.
Hey, Delia, let's go to Miami.
Hi, Sean.
Good morning, Delia.
How's everybody doing?
Outstanding.
Fantastic. Well, my question, it has nothing to do with the secret sauce, although it may be in disguise what I think all the time, which is what I want help with.
Okay.
Isn't that weird? It's like something that I do that I believe, or others see it as negative. But yet, if I do a little twitch, you might be able to help me make that little twitch, and then it can become an asset rather than a hardship.
Yep. Sounds good.
I am a reactor. You know that.
Yep.
Big one. And I'm working on reading and processing what I want to react about. And yesterday, if I may share, as brief as possible, what happened in one of my private group chats that I have to promote gratitude and health and wealth.
Okay.
People coming there and they know the rules that we don't welcome chain letters, we don't welcome politics or any other type of media that is coming in that has nothing to do with being grateful,
Right.
in gratitude, and being things that have to do with our health.
Yep.
Networking, not medical, how can I say this? Not traditional medicine. It's very clear stated that it's all about natural measures. And I tell them over and over again, and I have the patience, but I have a lot of patience, but then it's not true patience because after something happens like that and it recurs, I react.
Yep.
But even though I reacted with a long lesson, which you tell me, Delia, that's wasting your talent. It's true. I got the attention, the addiction, trapua attention the right way. So I said, wow, there's something in this that I'm doing right, but then the rest wastes a lot of energy.
Right.
So I responded with to be or not to be, what is the answer?
Right.
I said, both answers are right. It's what you believe. So if you believe in taking the corona vaccination and you really feel it in your heart, go for it.
Right.
But if you're going to go for the shot in fear that it's not going to work, watch it. You're going to get the opposite.
Right.
And if you don't take the shot out of fear and you feel the shot is the resolution, the prevention,
Yep.
it's not going to do a number on you because it's all about belief and faith versus doubt.
Yep.
So this lesson, you know me, I can go for hours. I can be on stage for hours talking, which is not what I'm supposed to do on that shot. But
Right.
people read it in the right frame of mind. And at the end, I even criticized myself. I said, okay, enough of this. I have to go cook lunch. And I said, I have to go cook lunch. And this sounds like a tongue twister. And to top it all, Sean, it's like, I want to bombard people with my intellect. Please, Delia, give me a break. Stop
Right.
being a actor. That's why you're not as successful as you can be. So
Right.
now you get the picture. How can I slow down?
So the way you slow down is by talking less.
And how do I talk less?
You ask a question. Tell me more.
Okay. Tell me more.
That's it. That's interesting. Tell me more. Wow, that's fascinating. How else would you say that?
Okay.
Tell me where that perspective comes from.
Wow. Rather than trying to convince them.
Listen, a man convinced against his will is of the same mindset still. I'm not looking to win an argument, because the way to win an argument is to say, you're right.
Actually, I was upset because my chat was violated. So I came out with all the ammunition that I because I'm tired of erasing messages and posts and chains in there that do not pertain to gratitude. So I took all the ammunition that I had inside me, and that's not love.
Mm-mm.
Okay? That's not acting in love.
Nope. What we resist persists.
Thank you. That is all. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Love you too.
RBP, give us a wrap. Oh, you always do this, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if your signal's working.
No, I'm here. I'm just trying to. You caught me sticking a biscuit in my mouth. So I'm just sitting here listening to the conversation. And I guess this conversation is one of the reasons why I chased Sean and I won't let him go. Is because every time I get a question now from either an internal question from someone in our same company or someone that's in a different company, the question is always, how do you prospect? And I tell them, what do you mean? And they say, well, how do you contact people? I'm like, I don't. Like, how do you grow your business if you're not contacting people? They contact me. How do you get them to contact you? Very well. Why do you ask? Because who's my mentor? Sean Murphy. And then they go, well, what does that mean? And they just keep asking the wrong questions to get the answer that they're wanting. And this is exactly why I have chased Sean, is because he's taught me how I have found and am still finding my secret sauce. And I can tell you guys, when you find your secret sauce, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. And it's just all of a sudden you're you, and it grows. I don't know how else to say it. So I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting over here going, why has not everybody flooded that Facebook group? Or why am I not having to tell Sean, turn your phone off because your phone's ringing too much? I'm not going to lie. This is exactly why I work with Sean, and he's my family now. Because he allows me to find my secret sauce. He's not intimidated by me finding my secret sauce. He's not scared that I'm going to run off somewhere and use my secret sauce somewhere else. He's not scared of how crazy and dominant my secret sauce can be sometimes. He allows me to just be me, and it rewards all of us because we all end up sitting in more joy when you sit in your secret sauce. So I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm kind of sitting over here perplexed going, why is this conversation lasting this long? If someone of the caliber of Sean Murphy sat in front of me and said, I can teach you how to do what I do, sign me up. Shut up. Just give me the paperwork. Where do I go? What do I do? You know.
Yeah, but here's the thing, RBP. you kind of went through the similar process, right?
I did. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say it took me about 6 months to have the guts to do that. I knew I wanted to quickly. So that's exactly where I was going with this. And after I had the guts to do so, then God bless Sean, because now he has to put up with me all the time. And I say that because I want in some way to catapult every one of y'all into you being you and the success that's there that you just can't see yet. Because it's right there, because it's always in you and it's right there. And if a 45-year-old East Texas mama with a twang that half the people can't understand because of the way I talk still want to hear me and help build a business and buy stuff or run in the same circle or whatever way you want to say it, do that with me. Good Lord, every one of y'all I admire every one of y'all for the way you sound, the way you look, the heart that I hear inside of you. I'm like, there's something inside of me that wants to just grab you and go, come on, I'll show you. And I can't do that. But there is also a part of me that can speak differently than Sean can. And sometimes I can say it in a little more direct way. And y'all go, oh, that's Rhonda. And that's, yeah, that is me. And I'm glad you accept that, because that, again, is part of my secret sauce. If you haven't figured that out yet. So if you don't have a Facebook, grab a Facebook and jump in that and jump in that room and see what he's going to be able to offer. Sean never charges for anything. And when he does, and I've gone to things that he's charged for, it's worth more than what he ever charged. So I would just encourage you, when you find your secret sauce, crazy things will happen. And it won't just be in your business. It'll be in your family relationships. It'll be in your personal love relationships. It'll be in your relationships with your children, relationships with your other business people, whether it's a traditional job or an online business. Everything changes. Your whole view changes. And what's crazy is you begin to be able to choose joy more, because you're you, not who everybody told you you were. You're you, who God made you to be, not who everybody says you have to be. And that secret sauce begins to help break that addiction to approval, because you begin to sit in you. Everything Sean does everything he teaches us is very calculated to help us grow. And then he does it in such a way that we don't get pissed off at him telling us where we need to grow and how we need to grow. That's why he's that's why he's a mentor and not a poser, if I can say it like that. So yeah, I'm just sitting over here enjoying the questions, enjoying the awakenings, the eye flutters that I hear when people go, help me, help me, help me. I love that, because you're starting to hear the dawn. You're starting to hear everything around you. And that's when it starts getting good, y'all. Just wait till you get an eye flutter and then a blink and you see what's out there. It's addictive to becoming undeveloped. And I love that. So I'm just sitting here eating my biscuit and my bacon, enjoying y'all, loving y'all from East Texas.
Love you, girl. Well, there you go, folks. There's another Misfit call. Check out the website, the website up there, and invite your friends if you want to. And we'll have a conversation about helping you develop your secret sauce. Imagine if your team understood their secret sauce. What would happen to your check? What would happen to your community? What would happen when they go to enroll people? How fast it might expand. I've only done it a couple of times in my life, but every time I've done it, it seems to have worked well. So there you go. I appreciate y'all. I'm Sean Murphy, your head misfit from Dallas, Texas. I'll see y'all where?
At the next event.
The next event. Y'all send some love to each other.
Love you. I love y'all.
Love y'all.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Have a beautiful day.
Love you guys.
You too. Enjoy your biscuits.
Yes, girl. I'm eating it. Biscuits and bacon. Hey, hang on. I'm going to show it to you. Look. Ooh, it's good too. Got some butter on them biscuits. Hey.
It looks good,
Deserve
Rhonda.
it.
Have a great day, guys.
I love
Bye.
I love you
y'all.
all.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.